meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Welcome to Open Mic America, everyone. My name is Alice Osborne. I will be your host this evening, and I am joined by Pete Summer, interviewing host, and Laura Bordowitz, our show engineer. We are so happy to bring you 8 fabulous singer-songwriters who are most accomplished. And we will also be talking about the live and virtual open mics that these singer-songwriters attend on a regular basis. This is Open Mic America, and we showcase the best across America while also highlighting open mics that are the bread and butter and the beating heart of America's song. It's just a wonderful experience, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Open Mic America without the gimmicks and frills. And now I present to you our 8 musicians. We have Rob Cork from Beaverton, Oregon, who will be starting off our show, and Influence Music Hall in Hillsboro, Oregon, which is currently online, is his open mic. Next up, we have Jason Baker from Burlington, Vermont, and this is his first time to Open Mic America. We're actually surrounded by 7 veterans. And Philadelphia Folk Song Society is an online open mic, and that is one that Jason frequents. Next up, we have Matthew Chambers from Roanoke Rapids. And Matthew is the facilitator of this open mic. It is the first Sunday, and it is at Fairwood Lanes, which is a bowling alley, and he's looking forward to the third one, which is April 3rd in a few weeks. And that is from 6 to 9 live on Sundays, the first Sunday of every month. Next up, we have Frisch of Portland, Oregon, and Open Mic America is her favorite open mic. And we have Nashville, Tennessee's Michael and Nell, Dallas Songwriters Association, on Wednesday nights. We're so happy to have them again. Bet Padgett, who is also from Raleigh, same as me, and she is one of the participating singer-songwriters in the Mic Is Yours, which is a monthly all-women's open mic that hopefully will be live next month, hopefully. But we've been virtual, and it's been getting wonderful views. The Mic Is Yours. It is so much fun. And it's not only singer-songwriters, it's also poets and artists, and it's a whole mix of talented ladies. We have Steve Andersen from Alameda, California, and the Mic-A-Rona, which is a virtual San Jose open mic, and he goes to that one twice a week. And our very own Daphne Ramil is also part of that open mic effort. So that's wonderful. It's great to see you again, Steve. And to close out our show tonight, we have Rick Drost from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and the Vanilla Bean Cafe hosts a live open mic, and you can find them on Facebook at the Pomfret Center in Connecticut. All right, well, let's start the show with Rob Cork. Rob, please take it away.
Hi guys, I'm going to play a couple of songs here. Let me just do a little housekeeping before I go, because if I'm in speaker view, I will get myself distracted by looking at myself play on delay. These are a couple of songs. My wife and I write these tunes, and we've been doing pretty well with them, but here's one that's a pretty early one. It's called She Can't See. She said a guy once looked at her like she was a beautiful creature. saw the colors swirl around her. Now she can't see that guy was me. She remembers how it all began. When they walked, he held her hand. She felt safe, he was a man. I guess that she can't see that man was me. We walked downtown on New Year's Eve, yeah. Then and there I started to believe that there might be some hope for me, for the kind of life I'd only dream. Words from his heart into her hands, kept in a box wrapped up with bands. Reads them time and time again. I guess that she can't see they're all from me. She keeps photographic evidence of every place they ever went. Build him up like some kind of monument. I guess that she can't see he look like me. Come on now. Walked downtown on New Year's Eve, yeah. Then and there I started to believe that there might be some hope for me, for the kind of life I'd only dream. Kiss beneath the glow of fireworks. This girl, she is one for the record books. When she said she'll love me, my whole world shook. But she can't see, she can't see, she can't see, she can't see.
Digging that, Rob. Digging that.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you may as well start a show with something upbeat. There's nothing like starting a show with a mid-tempo ballad, right? Anyhow, like I said, my wife Penny and I write these songs. She's gifted with the words, and I think I've got the construction down, and I get some editorial privileges every once in a while, but for the most part, you gotta credit Penny with the words. So it's Team Cork over here. Anyhow, this is another song called "Wrong Side of the Sunset," and it goes something like this. I know you wanna follow me without knowing where I'm going. Darling, roll up your sleeves, 'cause your precious heart is showing. Before you take a chance on me, before you place your bet, remember that I told you I'm the one you might regret. Been chasing my tail for years and I ain't caught it yet. I'm just looking for directions from the wrong side of the sunset. I guess I don't know anymore exactly where I belong. I thought I'd fit in somewhere, but they told me I was wrong. Money can't buy dignity, no, but to bring reprieve. There's something about the side of the horizon that won't let me leave. Been running around in circles. If there's an exit, I ain't found it yet. So for now, I'll stay right here on the wrong side of the sunset. You can be from the wrong side of the tracks, but once you turn your ticket in, there ain't no coming back. Now you come to me on sunshine and light, thinking that you'll be the one to somehow set me right. Before you drop back your boat, before you drop the net, know there many before I've tried, but none have got me yet. Been spinning my wheels for years, can't get the traction to make the trek. So for now my fate's to circle on the wrong side of the sunset. Still spinning my wheels for years. If there's an exit, I ain't found it yet. So for now I'll be the guy on the wrong side of the sunset. Hey, it's kinda pretty here on the wrong side of the sunset.
What great songs! And Rob, I love your open mic American t-shirt. That is amazing.
I follow directions well.
All right, I'm going to pass the baton over to Pete Summer, and he's going to get to know you a little better, so
Cool,
we can get to know you a little better.
Rob, wonderful way to kick us off. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice and upbeat. And your wife writes the lyrics,
Yep.
and you put the music to that. That's a great combination. How long have you been doing that, writing songs and?
Well, I've been
When did you start?
writing music since I was a kid. You know, I started off in I was a band kid in high school, and somewhere in the middle of high school, the guitar got to be the hip thing to do, because girls like the guitar players better than the trombone players, but that's another story. But I've never been good with the words. You know, I've always been pretty good with putting a tune together. You know, backing other people up, all that kind of stuff, and I had been out of playing for a lot of years, and Penny said to me one day, if I write you a song, an original song, will you go out and play it? That was kind of her getting me out of the studio and just messing around doing instrumental stuff. And she did. She thinks it's a terrible song, but it started the trend. So that's been a few years now. And that was about the time we discovered the Influence Music Hall in there in Hillsborough, which is, I don't know what you call a generous listening room, you know, where people literally sit. Doesn't matter how good or bad or whatever you think you are. It was one of those rooms where literally everybody would be quiet and listen, and even if you just fell flat on your face, they, you know, it was a good one. It was a good one to get back into the running with, and these songs just keep coming up. Every once in a while, she'll come up with one that is just full fledged, and all I got to do is transcribe it. Sometimes I got to do some work. Sometimes I get to edit.
You get permission, right?
Yeah.
You beg for forgiveness if in some instances, or
Yeah, usually I just kind of say, okay, that's how it goes. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who's got a creative memory, so songs oftentimes come out differently than I had intended them to. I'm sure most of you can relate to that.
oh, yeah. So what is kind of the main impetus? What's the inspiration to some of these writing sessions?
That's an easy one for me, anyhow. I don't mean to speak for Penny, although I think on a lot of things we're on the same page. I think these songs are. I think these songs are sort of little lives on their own. They sort of are little universes or little worlds, or almost people or something. They have an existence that they want to be revealed. They want to come out and do it. And I think my deal is to honor the song. I mean, it's not so much about me as it is about the song.
So do you come up with like a concept, or do you have a concept of what kind of songs you want to write?
It's just what the muse kicks down at a given point. I mean, most of it is not very contrived. It's I envy people who can come up with a cue and write a song on the downbeat, but that doesn't seem to be how it works around here. And she will literally have this stuff come to her, melody and the whole kit and caboodle in a good key and everything. And sometimes all I have to do is just chisel it out of the wrapping a little bit.
Well,
and like I said, other times there's some more work. But there, like I said, it's all about the song.
Cool. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being back, and look forward to hearing more from you down the road. So, Alice, who do we have next?
We have Jason Baker from Burlington, Vermont. Burlington is such a beautiful city. Of course, it is the capital of Vermont. And Jason, he is joining us for the very first time, and so we have to give him a super warm welcome. Jason.
Oh, hey there. Thanks. Pardon me while I duck for a second. I'm going to switch to gallery view. So I just like Rob there. I don't like looking at my big old face while I'm doing it. By the way, Burlington is not, in fact, the capital of Vermont. It is the largest city in Vermont at about a little over 40,000 people. But the capital of Vermont is Montpelier, and yes, it is spelled like Montpellier, but pronounced like Montpelier. So,
thank you for correcting me.
No, it's fine. It's one of the few it's one of those trivia questions that gets people because it's one of the least known capital in the entire United States, or possibly the whole world, perhaps.
Yeah, I was thinking about Bernie Sanders because I visited Bernie Sanders' office, and I was thinking, I was like, wait a second. I was like,
yeah, Bernie,
this is such a big deal.
Yeah, Bernie. Yeah, so Bernie lives in town here in Burlington, and yeah, we see him at the hardware store a lot. He still won't pay for people to fix stuff. He likes to do it himself, and so you see him at the hardware store a lot. That's where I tend to run into him. Anyway, thank you for the introduction. I am from Burlington, Vermont. This is traditional Abenaki territory of the Western Abenaki of the Dole Confederacy. Just to do a land acknowledgement there, and I'm just going to play a couple songs from my last EP. This song is called The Bigotry Blues. And stop me if there's a sound problem. They don't like blacks and they don't like Jews. They don't like me and they don't like you. They don't like jazz, they just can't swing. They have so little knowledge, it's a dangerous thing. They don't know nothing and they never did. And everything they do is what God forbid. And God forbid everything that they do. Jesus wouldn't like them, and they haven't a clue. We did not see it coming. 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 The bigotry blues. They want respect but are disrespectful. They can't accept that they're not successful. They don't know what they're talking about, but that don't stop them screaming and shouting. They want war and they want it now. Hating everybody, that's their sacred cow. I guess we should have known from the war drums drumming, but I swear I did not see it coming. We 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 did not see it coming. The bigotry blues. We did not see it coming. We did not see it coming. Look what we lose. We won't get to choose. We did not see it coming. The bigotry blues. We did not see it coming. The bigotry blues.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Oh, that's like it is.
And amazingly, I wrote that before January 6th of last year, so just a little while. Actually, it was a July 4th song, of all things, so I was thinking about the country. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I write. So this song is another one from the EP. The EP is called Liberty. It's out there anywhere. You can stream all my music right off my website or buy it from there too. But it's also on any streaming service, YouTube, Spotify, all that junk. Let me make sure I'm in the right key. Yeah, all right, there we go. This song is called By the River of Truth. There we go. In the desert, a river flows, and along it, all that grows slowly works to claim the dried out land. In a desert made of lies, it's the river that supplies a way to overgrow the shifting sands. I will put my roots down, I will stay the year around, I will let the river teach me how to live. The waters and the sun are enough to get it done. I will give all of the fruit I have to give. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I am anchored by my roots. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Where one tree grows, others too will surely put down roots to drink the truth directly from the land. The desert will recede as they further plant the seeds, sow the seeds of truth with their own hands. And a forest will become in a place where there was none. The desert will be but a memory. There will be no way to tell our grandchildren of the hell the land we live in nearly came to be. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I am anchored by my roots. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Like a tree by the river of truth, I will stand. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Jason. That was awesome. We're so excited you're here, and Pete will now ask you a few questions. Haha.
What am I going to do, Alice? I clarify. What? Oh, okay. Jason, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. That's it's great. It's great.
Thanks. It's really nice to be here, and I hope we can return again. It's nice to discover yet another open mic. I go to a lot of them. I go to every virtual open mic I can find.
Oh, great! And this one we've got people from all over the world per se. So you kind of, I was reading your bio, and you recently started to relatively recently recording and performing in 2018, but I'm guessing you've been playing a lot longer than that, and maybe even writing a lot longer than that.
Well, I've been playing guitar since I was 14.
Okay.
When I was in a rock band when I was 19, we tried writing songs. So I came up with a few chord progressions, but really had no lyrics and all that were a mystery to me. So I never really tried writing. And that band sucked, and nobody told us it was okay to suck, that's a thing I want to go around telling young people. Hey, it's okay to suck, which I don't think they appreciate for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, no, so because the truth is no one told us it was okay to suck and get better. I never tried writing beyond that. And then so it was actually only in 2017 that I really decided I was going to try and write songs for earnest. But I've been playing guitar as a sideman for 25, 30 years. Yeah. So I've played for a long time and learned other stuff. But played other people's material and worked with other songwriters, and that's what sort of finally inspired me to start writing. They could do it, and I liked them. I liked what they did, and I learned from them.
Yeah, great. Well, you learned well, my friend. You learned well.
Thank you.
So what's tell us about your favorite performance of your of your career? Of where when you started out. Now, recently, whatever.
My favorite performance from
your
me?
favorite performance for you, yours.
Wow. There's been a lot of fun things. I mean, there's two that come to mind right away. Or the very first one that I did solo, because I was in a duo in 2017. I was in a duo, but it was 2018, February 14th, 2018. I remember because it was a huge snowstorm here in Vermont, and it was a really enormous amount of snow in a very short time. And my partner bagged out on a gig, but I could walk to it, so I walked and I went and they did 2 hours of just all of my original material, just myself, most of which had never been played in public before. And I had the greatest time, and the audience was drunk enough that it would all worked out. So they were happy. They sang along and stuff. So I thought, I can do this. That's what gave me the impetus to that. I picked a bunch of stuff that I thought fit me. I write outside of the genre that I sing in and stuff, but I like political and topical material, social justice songs, and I tend to write stuff and sing stuff that's in that vein. And so I picked a bunch of those and started recording after that. The other gig that comes to mind as really special was being part of a 24-hour protest on Church Street in downtown Burlington here, where a fellow, Daniel Romaine, I'm going to get his name wrong here. I think that's his name. Romaines, I think, is the last name. He's a violinist, and he did a 24-hour protest where he invited musicians to come over the period of 24 hours to basically to protest essentially U.S. involvement in certain Middle Eastern areas, we'll just say. But it was basically a peace vigil, and I got to just go and play a 40-minute set there on Church Street one evening, and people were hanging around, and it was mellow and cool, and it just it's online on my YouTube if you want to hear it and see it. You can't really see me that well, but you can hear it just fine. You can sort of see me way in the back. It's just they sort of film the scene, so you can see me. It's not close up, but I actually went and watched it again recently. It was like, this was a fun performance. So that's one of the ones that pops into my mind, because being part of something big where people, if you go to that video, you can watch the whole performance. There's a link to the whole performance if you're really interested in a whole bunch of different social justice stuff going on in Vermont. You can see all the different performers.
Great. It's a couple of great memories, and it's working with a group. I found that working with other musicians is great, but sometimes you just got to get out there and do it solo and just fly. It's fun.
The cool part about that last gig was Daniel, who is a world-class violinist, stepped in to join me on the last song, which was about refugees, and we had a beautiful ending to the show. So I encourage people to check out my YouTube channel if they want to see that, or any other. And I have a bunch of performance videos, including a bunch from me sitting right here in this little blue room, but since the pandemic. But
yeah, well, I think we all have those videos of our rooms. From in my room has new meaning for that song, right? In your first song, in the sentence "not see." Did that have a double meaning? Consciously?
Yes, intentionally. It's what I consider to be, maybe it's a regional thing, but growing up in southern New Jersey, that was a joke we used to use with the skinheads from Atlantic City. It was just because we had to run into those people. They caused trouble. I did not see that coming. Okay. And Nazi being referring to the National Socialists of Germany or whatever. Right. But it's an old joke as far as I'm concerned, but apparently it's not made its round everywhere. But yeah, that is an intentional double meaning, and meant to poke a little dark humor into a serious subject.
I caught that. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for being here, and welcome to Open Mic America. And I look forward to hearing more from you later down the road.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, next up we have Matthew Chambers from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. And I know Matthew live as a 3D person. So we are both members of the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op. I happen to be the president, and Matthew has run sound on many events. And it's wonderful that he is here. He is also sporting an Open Mic America t-shirt.
Yes, definitely.
Take it away, Matthew.
All righty. Thank you, Alice. This is I've been waiting for this to come up again since the last time I was here, my first time back in, I think, December 19th, something like that. That was a lot of fun, so I figured I'd do it again, you know. Anyway, I guess I might get on to the songs here. It's hard to say. I'm just going to sing it. It's called The World That We Hope For. When I lay down each night after I've done my chores, before I cut out the light, I pray to my Lord, and I ask for peace and guidance to help me understand why there is still so much hate spoiling this good land. Oh, say, can you see a world that we hope for? It's not as far away as it seems. We can be free in a world that we hope for. I have seen it in my dreams. I just want to walk down a street without more than a second glance, or worry that fate might put my child's life in someone else's hands. I want no more than anyone who feels they've got a right to be just seen in America without risking his life. Oh, say, can you see a world that we hope for? It's not as far away as it seems. We can be free in a world that we hope for. Can you see it in your dreams? All right.
Matthew, I was just thinking we got to get your open mic on the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op open mic page. I'll make that happen for you, okay?
Okay, yeah. If I don't have a website associated with it, maybe I should do one.
Yeah, but the location will be there, and
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
that-
so we'll do
that'd
that
be great.
for you. Yeah, I just thought of that, so that would be cool. All right, here
Making
you go.
connections, you know. Oh my. All right. Is that sounding okay? Is my sound coming through okay?
It is.
Okay,
is,
good.
yeah.
Okay. Well, this next one, I don't know, it's kind of a reflection of my 30 years of teaching art to kindergarten through 5th grade children. I've retired a couple of years ago. Anyway, long story short, sometimes I would have the room set up and I'd have papers and set out when the kids, before they'd even come in the room. I'd have paints and crayons and pastels, all kind of drawn marking implements around. And they'd come in, I'd tell them, go ahead, take your seats. Don't touch anything. And I'd tell them, just let's take a minute. Look at that white, plain white, clean sheet of paper in front of you. And I want you to think about the world that you live in. And think about all the people you love and the good things about it. And think about the things that you maybe don't like so much about the world that you live in. And think about what you might change. And now, think about the world that you would like to see. And somewhere in between there, I want you to draw me a picture. Oh my mouth is going dry. Or do I have the wrong heartbeat? I've done that before. My apologies. I'm just going to skip the harp. Evidently, it's not going to work for me. Anyway. Draw me a picture of a world that is sunny, blue skies and flowers, you and me being funny on our backs in the grass, looking up to the clouds, see bunnies and elephants all dancing around. What a beautiful, wonderful, magical world it would be. Draw me a picture of a mountain so high, an ethereal landscape, birds fly in the sky. Over the rooftops, above the green trees, glide through the sunset on a cool breeze. What a beautiful, wonderful, magical world it would be. Draw me a picture of a bright starry night, all still and quiet beneath the pale moonlight. Fireflies flicker, creatures croaking and chirping, the woo of an owl, it's a dream, a symphony. What a beautiful, wonderful, magical world it would be. If we can see it in our minds, can we have it in our lives? Draw me a picture of a world that is peaceful, where kindness and love keep everyone's soul full, and everyone has everything that they need. What a beautiful, wonderful world it would be. What a beautiful, wonderful, magical, fantastical, delectable, respectful, incredible spectacle it would be. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about the
Beautiful.
sorry about the technical issue there. It worked fine
No worries.
during rehearsals. I played that song 1,000 times, but you know how it goes. Live without a net, right?
That's right.
Yes.
The
You're
fun
a pro.
part.
You're a pro.
Well, you know what they say, you don't stop, you just keep on going, I guess.
That's right. You don't stop. No reaction. All right.
Very
Pete's
good.
ready for you, I think.
All right,
Yeah.
Pete, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. How's retirement? Are you writing more or less since you retired?
Oh, a lot more,
Yeah.
ton more. Yeah, I retired in 2017. I mean, I was writing pretty well then, but now it's like almost constant.
Yeah.
I'm even picking up a couple of song co-writers here and there once in a while. But anyway, yeah, mostly doing solo stuff though, and I got my open mic going again, so that's really a good thing.
Gosh, how long have you been doing the open mic?
Well, I've been doing, this is like my 7th or 8th open mic in this area since since like 2005.
Okay.
I've run several of them various times, mostly monthly ones. I did a couple of weekly ones, but yeah, and it's just so fun, just sharing with other people, and encouraging folks to get up there and try it and just do the best they can, and then, of course everybody gives some polite applause, and it's nice, and it's an encouraging thing, and it's just fun to work with other people like that.
It's fun as long as they can keep it a safe haven for the newbies and the professionals. That's the trick sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I've run a pretty strict ship when it comes to making sure everybody's respected and treated right.
Yeah. You and I are on the same page on that one. I'll tell you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you in your bio that I read, it says you make a statement that is relevant, intelligent, and thought provoking, and that's and it sounds like you even taught that in your to your art students.
Yeah. Well, art is about learning how to think creatively, and just it's not about making a masterpiece. It's about exploring things, and it's something. In my case, it was exploring things through color and shape and line, and then putting images together that meant something to you, or making a pot out of clay that you take home and you still have it. You're a 30-year-old, and you say, "Hey, Mr. Chambers, how you doing?" I run into kids like that. And they say, "I still have my pot," and that's great because I've lived in the same area the whole time, and so I've seen a lot of kids grow up and become parents, and I've taught their kids, so it was pretty cool there.
Yeah,
I'm done teaching though. I'm definitely done teaching though.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it's always you're teaching through your music and so you haven't stopped. You haven't stopped.
No, you never do. That's true.
No, that's your the way you communicate now, and it's a great thing.
Well, I guess I've got that bone.
There you go. So who's influenced your style and maybe describe your style too?
I've had so many different ones. I mean, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, even all the like the songwriting of that I grew up with, especially in the 70s and early 80s when I was like really becoming aware of music and how it connected with me and how I connected with it and stuff like that. I read lyrics in album covers. My friends had great album collections. I couldn't afford them, but they did, so I went to their houses and I'd read through the album covers and listen to everything. We'd hang out, and have our 420 get-togethers.
What's that? No, I'm kidding.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So I can't cite anybody. Somebody told me once. They said, "You sound like John Prine." I said, "Well, thanks." So I love John Prine. Cool. Somebody else told me I sounded like Bob Dylan. I guess it was because I was blowing a harp. But it's you get different things. I strive to sound like me. I suppose.
Well, thank you so much for sharing and being here, and look
It's
forward
a pleasure.
to hearing more.
Thank you all for providing this platform.
Okay, thanks so much.
Hey, bye-bye.
Alice, who's next?
We have Frisch from Portland, Oregon. And we're so happy to have Flip back with us. And Flip, are you ready?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
I guess we'll see.
We will see.
So I know people use the pandemic downtime to do all kinds of things like bake sourdough or distance learning, but I took the opportunity to start a long distance relationship because that seemed like a great idea. It was a great idea. Not the easiest thing, but it's been... Anyway, that's what the song's about, in case you can't tell. We were just children, what did we know? You were a crocus in a blanket of snow. I felt what I felt so long ago. We were just children, what did we know? Love is an ocean with no guarantee. I loved you like cardinals in cedar trees. You moved away when we were just 14. Love is an ocean with no guarantee. Like a river, I'm drawn across the land. Like a compass point, like lines across your hand. Let's find a cabin on the banks of the Yellowstone. Meet me in Billings, we'll be halfway home. I bear no regrets for the choices I've made. My wealth of experience isn't something I trade. I've cast the cherry pits, I've drunk the lemonade. I bear no regret for the choices I've made. Some days are tender and some wear pain. Some carry abundance that cannot be sustained. Some opportunities never knock again. Some days are tender and some wear pain. Like a river, I'm drawn across the land. Like a compass point, like lines across your hand. Let's find a cabin on the banks of the Yellowstone. Meet me in Billings, we'll be halfway home. Though neither fingertips nor lips have ever touched, we owe our older and our younger selves this much. Give in to wonder, let us hold each other tight. If we leave right now, we could be there tomorrow night. Like a river, I'm drawn across the land. Like a compass point, like lines across your hand. Let's find a cabin on the banks of the Yellowstone. Meet me in Billings, we'll be halfway home. Meet me in Billings, we'll be halfway home.
Wonderful.
Bravo!
That's a great song.
Lovely.
I forgot to mention that we knew each other as kids, so.
It was in the song, though. It was all there.
I don't get nervous at all performing music live, but talking in front of people is like the worst thing ever. Okay, anyway, here's the other song. Mama's patience has run thin. She's checking into the red roof in every pair of pants she owns. Feels too tight. The Beaujolais Nouveau's arrived just in time for the Crimson Tide. Anything you say might be used to start a fight. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. Let's hear it it for your great Aunt Flo. Hoist high the red flag. Mama's on the rag, rag. The English have landed, it's code red. Mama's got the heating pad in bed. There's a massacre at the Y. There's Russians on the phone. It's the arrival of Commodore Perry. It's ketchup week, it's Bloody Mary. Ride the cotton pony till the cows come home. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Let's hear it for your great Aunt Flo. Hoist high the red flag. Mama's on the rag, rag. We've got communists in the gazebo. Everyone's an idiot wherever she goes. A flight has landed early in from Rottenburg. It's strawberry season, it's the curse. Ain't Mother Nature's gift the worst? It's the monthly honor of the red badge of courage. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Let's hear it for your great Aunt Flo. Hoist high the red flag. Mama's on the rag, rag. Red army, red spot, red traffic, lightning stop, red sea, red cross, ordering clams with red sauce, red wedding, red lobster rearing its head like a big red monster, red menace, red stamp, arts and crafts week at Panny Camp. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Let's hear it for your great Aunt Flo. Hoist high the red flag. Mama's on the rag, rag. If you remember Carrie White and what befell on her prom night, you'd be wise to cut your mom a little slack. Give her some chocolate, draw a bath. Rest assured this too shall pass in just a couple days. Your nice mom will be back. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Let's hear it for your great Aunt Flo. Hoist high the red flag. Mama's on the rag. Mama's on the rag. Mama's on the rag, rag.
All right. That was beautiful.
Genius.
When you started that song, it's like, I wonder if that's about that subject, and then it was confirmed.
You know, it's funny. I don't think it's technically a rag. Nobody ever questions it. Song, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, what kind of music do you write, Flip?
Well, if it's an embarrassing and it's about a body part, I'm all over it.
Okay. But just talking about it though is going to make you nervous. So I'm going to make you uncomfortable right now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, please do.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So what made you want to become a musician?
Oh, I don't think it was a choice, I guess.
Was it destiny?
Yeah, it must have been destiny.
Destiny.
That's a hard question to answer. I don't really know.
Just did it just wake up one day and you had an affinity to music and
Well, I took piano lessons when I was a kid, and I played very squeaky violin in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, I know what it was actually. Social studies project in high school, and on the 60s. And so I dressed up like a hippie, like what I thought a hippie would look like, and I taught myself how to play Blowin' in the Wind or something, and instead of like writing a report. Because who wouldn't rather just dress up in a costume and sing a song than have to write a paper?
Absolutely.
I guess that must have been it.
So the 60s were that was the seed, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then I went to summer camp, and music is just a huge inherent part of what makes summer camp and meaningful and memorable. So I would say that's a big influence too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's I've been reflecting on the power of music, and kind of go with me here.
Were you
Music
going to say go with the flow?
Yeah, go with the flow. Yeah, sorry. But it changes. It's like time travel. You know, you hear a song, I hear a song, and it sends me back to where I first heard it or where I had a memorable experience with that song.
For sure.
You know, does that resonate at all?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
And unfortunately, well, I grew up in the 80s when the music was, I mean, pretty crappy. I think we can agree. But
80s, yeah.
But I still listen to songs from earlier that meant more to me, and so even though I didn't hear them necessarily on the radio, they still bring me back to those times.
Sure.
You know, like the Carpenters and.
Yeah, you can. So, if you hear a song, will that take you back to like a memorable experience that you had listening to that song, whether wherever it was, whoever you were with, or whatever?
Sure.
Yeah.
It was probably summer camp.
Yeah.
Regardless.
So that was kind of your happy place for, with music and social and all that. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
The woods, the swimming, the sunburn. Loved it all.
The sunburn, the mosquitoes, all the great things.
Well, not the mosquitoes, but.
You didn't like the mosquitoes? The poor
No.
mosquitoes.
Have you been to Wisconsin?
No, I have not.
It's brutal.
Oh, no. I guess I'm missing out. Oh, well. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. This wasn't your first time here, right? Third time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back and look forward to hearing more from you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Yay, thank you, Flip. Woo. And I love those fairy lights. Awesome. Next up, we have Michael and Nell from Nashville, Tennessee. They came on our show a couple months ago, and they are ready to go.
Yeah. Hey, hello everybody from Nashville, and we're gonna do a couple songs for you. We're gonna do two kind of really different songs. We decided,
Yeah,
we're gonna do. We're not gonna give them away, but
that was a better choice than doing the same song twice.
yes. Well, not that we need it. We got plenty of songs we can do. Anyway, so this first song is just a little trivial song that I wrote about something called hot chicken. I don't know if any of you guys have come to Nashville lately, but the big deal, the big cuisine in Nashville is hot chicken. I don't know how it got so popular, and now we understand it's going out across the country and everything. So we over here in our East Nashville neighborhood have a park where every 4th of July we have the Hot Chicken Festival, and about 20,000 people show up for some mysterious reason to eat hot chicken on one of the hottest days of the year. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but that's what they do. And so a few years ago, and we've been playing that, opening the festival for about 10 years, we opened it. And so I decided one year, a few years ago, hey, I'm just gonna write a song about hot chicken, and this is what I came up with. Let me get the fiddle here.
It's fiddle time.
Right. Oh, yes, one thing too. Second verse, the Hot Chicken Festival was started by our former mayor, Bill Purcell, who lives over here a few blocks from us, and it's all about him driving his old fire truck, which he does every year, from the house over to the festival. So, and of course he loves the song because, he was in it. So here we go.
Yeah, hot chicken is really an indigenous Nashville dish. I believe it was actually invented here.
Yep, it was.
So
we're told, and so we're told anyway. Here
Well,
we go.
there's a story
Okay,
that we won't go into.
here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's 99 degrees in Nashville, Tennessee on the 4th of July. If you want a little fun in the blazing sun, go ahead and give it a try. Hot chicken, burn, baby, burn. Hot chicken, learn, baby, learn. It's always a thrill when we see Mayor Bill driving that old fire truck around. When he rings that bell, we know darn well no finer food in Nashville can be found. Hot chicken, burn, baby, baby, burn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Learn, baby, learn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Burn, baby, burn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Learn, baby, learn. Elections in the news, but don't you get the blues. If you want a cure, here's what we recommend. Just take a little bite of this hot delight. It'll put all your worries to an end. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Burn, baby, burn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Learn, baby, learn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Burn, baby, burn. Hot chick, 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 chicken. Learn, baby, learn.
Hot
chicken.
Woohoo.
I'll tell you what, when we say hot, we're talking hot. When we played we used to play this thing with our band, this event, and they would give us free hot chicken. And one of our band members accidentally picked up
A hot.
It comes in mild, medium, and hot. And he accidentally bit into a hot piece of hot chicken, and he said his mouth was burning for 2 hours. I wouldn't dare.
Tell them about this song, Michael.
So the next song we're going to play is called...
We're going to switch gears on you guys.
A little bit, yeah. We wrote this song before all the current military crisis cropped up, and it's about the United States military. It's called War Machine, and actually the U.S. military has got 750 bases in 80 countries all over the world, and uses more fossil fuel than any organization in the world. It's the top fossil fuel user. So that creates a few problems, and so we're going to address that here in this song. Hello, America, I'm one of your sons. You sent us away to fight with guns. Lost these wars with your arrogant plan. Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. We thought we went to lend them a hand, but they don't like us invading their land. These wars we fought were one big lie. Big oil makes a killing while poor soldiers die. War machine, burning up coal and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? We love our country, it's plain to see. Support our troops on our SUVs. Driving blind day after day. Endless war, that's the price we pay. What are we doing? Why are we there? Protecting the business of billionaires. Barrels of guns buy barrels of oil, and children die on their native soil. War machine, burning up oil and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? Heat waves, droughts, and hurricanes, fires and floods, too much rain. Climate change is a matter of fact. Soon there'll be no turning back. Politicians say they love our flag and they love all money in their bag. Green New Deal, why don't we give it a try? The military budget, that's why. 21 trillion since 2001 for tanks, corruption, bombers and guns. Why do we think war will keep us safe? Destroy the earth, there's no hiding place. War machine, burning up oil and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? When we gonna stop this war machine? There it is.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much, Nell and Michael. I'm going to pass you over to Pete.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
You got him, huh? You got him, Pete?
Here comes the grilling.
We have a video we're working on too that we're going to be releasing in pretty soon here on that song. So
On War Machine?
yes.
Oh, good.
We've already done a hot chicken video.
Well, that was really just a live performance. This one is going to be it's pretty produced. Okay.
I didn't have I was in Nashville and that, well, when Hot Chicken was, I guess, kind of starting out like 5-6 years ago or whatever. And
About 10 years.
15
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
That time flies when you're having fun, right? So you've been in the music business, in different aspects of it, performing and, with radio stations and stuff between the two of you. Do you have any great stories to share with us from a performance standpoint and or radio business?
Well, what do you want to tell them about? Well. Okay. Well,
we haven't rehearsed this, obviously.
in two-part
Okay,
versions,
well-
please.
I got a story from the radio show.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell them the
So
story
here's-
from radio show.
Here's a story from the radio show. When I was first on the air, my show was called the Acoustic Guitar Revival, and I played a lot of solo, duo, and etc. Acoustic guitar music. And my my selection was a little bit limited when I first started out, and I accumulated as time went on because people would give me CDs and.
You've got a wall of them upstairs of
Yeah, there's a
CDs
whole wall
of
of
guitar music that people
Yeah.
gave him.
Yeah, if I donated this to a library, which I may very well do, they could put it in a section called guitar. So at any rate, one of my shows early on, I got a call from a guy, and he said, "I like your show, but could you play something besides John Fahey music?" Because John Fahey was kind of my guitar hero. He is really a guitar hero. And so the call went on there, and there was one of the person who had the show before me was still in the studio. So I started telling him about this call. Hey, I got this call from this guy. He said blah 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 blah, and we're back and forth laughing about this guy. And I get another call. The phone rings again, and a voice just says, "Your mic is on." Right? And the person who called has never owned up to it, but I'm pretty sure I know who made that call.
Yeah.
So, Nell, what do you
Oh,
got?
well, okay. So I don't know. We've, I've been in and out of the music business for years. I didn't start writing until I was living in Los Angeles in the 80s. Before that, I was in all these different bands, I've been in a lot of bands, and I was always a band musician. I was a side woman, okay? And then I discovered in Los Angeles I could write songs. Hey, what about that? And so I ended up moving here to Nashville and studying, songwriting and all that kind of stuff. But I would say one of our we do the Joe Hill Road Show, which is an hour-long presentation that we have performed live 27 times, 8 times virtually. It's about Joe Hill, who is the precursor of Woody Guthrie, who is my favorite songwriter, if you want to ask me. And we were invited to Winnipeg, Canada, to do the show for Unifor, Canada's largest union. And that was one of the highlights for us, to get to go up there. They treated us like royalty, flew us up, all this stuff. We loved it. And we have a video of us singing Solidarity Forever with 250 people in the audience all singing along and just going crazy, singing with us. And that was certainly one of our highlights.
That's great.
One of our calling cards. We use that in our promo material.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, any what groups were you with?
Oh, God. Well, I was with a band called, first started just doing a duo with my ex, and then I was in a band called Gold Rush in the early 70s with Bob Lucas, if you know who he is. He's a well-known writer and singer, and we were a hot little band. And then we came to Nashville, and I was with the Buffalo Gals, the early bluegrass group. And then I went to Los Angeles, and I was with another female band called the Cadillac Cowgirls, and we used to play at Palomino and places like that. Yeah, so I've, been in and out of, and then for a while, I used to play get it, guys, we're talking proletarian here. I used to play country bars in Indianapolis, drive from Bloomington to Indianapolis, and play 6 sets, 6 hours a night, okay? 6 sets, okay? Can you get it? Yeah. By the 4th set, the lead guitar player would be drunk, But we're talking the real deal. And that's where I really learned how to play country music. I mean, you do that, you learn.
I've got to jump in here. You were in the Buffalo Gals?
Yes, I was.
I was married to Nancy Garwood.
What?
Wow.
That's right.
You were married to Nancy Garwood?
That's right.
Wow.
Michael was going with Nancy Garwood when I first came to Nashville.
Nancy was my girlfriend.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah.
Small world.
And the Tashins and Holly and everybody. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Barry and Holly were in our band, the other band we had.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Barry and Holly were part of the Shelby Bottom String Band, the band we had for 8 years here in Nashville, which is a long time in Nashville.
Wow. How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
Nancy, I don't know if you have been in touch. Nancy had an aortic aneurysm and nearly
we
died.
heard that, yeah.
And her sister died from, her 2 sisters died from it.
Yes,
Nancy,
yes.
not one, and emailed somebody and wound up in Vanderbilt. And as far as I know, she's still alive, but unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, me and Nancy were in the Buffaloes in the last iteration. We were in the band together, yeah. Toured all over. And,
Susie Monick and yeah.
I'm still buddies with Susie.
Yeah.
She's here.
I was going with Nancy when her 2 sisters died. And
The first sister, yeah. Wow.
What a tragedy. Yeah.
Wow.
Janet died, of that too. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
The other sister, and Chet Atkins was at her wake. Of course, Chet was her boyfriend on the side there. So I had to jump in on that, Pete. Sorry.
No.
Well, that's amazing, Dave.
Wow.
You heard it here first on Open Mic America. Tune in next week for a new expose.
And just to fill it out, Nancy was the bass player in the band.
Yeah, Nancy was a bass player. I played as a fiddle player. Susie was a banjo player, obviously. Anyway, yeah.
Wow, it's you never know who you're going to meet on Open Mic America. I'll tell you,
really.
It's a melting pot. So, right, Dave? Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
So, getting back to Nashville, Nashville's kind of changed, and aside from the hot chicken, how do you feel about them closing Ernest Tubbs' record store?
Oh. Boo, boo, boo. There's going to be nothing left of this town pretty soon of any of the historic landmarks. I mean, you wouldn't believe it if you haven't been here in a while. Downtown booming, new hotels, blah, blah, blah. We have an incredible affordable housing crisis here.
Yeah, we have a couple of songs about that also.
Yeah, we just
And,
won an
if you
award
were
for
in
one of our
Nashville,
songs.
Douglas Corner shut down.
We used to play there all the time,
Yeah.
and that was our go-to place. So I don't know what's going to happen here, It's crazy.
I don't know. When I was last time I was there, they were just starting to start building the high rises and all that. And I go, well, do you want to go back? And I go, I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Music Row has changed
Yeah.
radically.
Yeah.
Radically.
Yeah.
It's corporate now. It used to be when I first came to town, you could walk down Music Row and just walk into any building, walk into the BMI, building, ASCAP. And now there's a guard at the door. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, no,
whoa.
it's I
really
don't know.
changed.
Well, Station Inn is still hanging on, although I heard a rumor that they might be moving, and that Station Inn has been there forever, and that's, the home of bluegrass in the world, really. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew J.T. Gray.
Who died?
He died of COVID
Yeah, the owner.
a while ago.
Yeah, just, last year. So I don't know.
Well, they call
We'll see.
it time marching on, but
It is.
oh well. Anyway, well, thank you so much for being here and gosh,
Thank you. It's a gas.
sharing these stories today with us. Alice, who's up next?
Yeah, we have Bet Padgett from Raleigh, North Carolina. And Bet, what do you have in store for us tonight?
This is my first time here, and I thought I would give a little background about me and how I got here. I was a music major in college. I was a voice major. They wanted me to be an opera singer, and all I wanted to do was take my guitar around the country and sing folk music. And I met a man, and we fell in love and got married and had a kid. I ended up teaching music since 1978. So I've had music in my life, and I am a musician. And here I am, nearly, 50 some years later, finally pursuing that dream of mine about going across the country with my guitar. And here I am, singing right now, tonight, from California and Oregon, all the way over to North Carolina. So I really appreciate all that you do. This is a song called If I Catch My Dream. I was wandering round in circles, so lost, not certain where to go. It took guts to change direction. I'd reached an all-time low, cast away my inhibitions, closed my eyes and took a leap of faith. Got tired of spiraling downward, broke the cycle, 'cause some things just cannot wait. Now piled up mail goes unanswered, stacked up dishes, undone chores, things that really used to matter, I just don't have time for anymore. Chasing a dream. If I catch that dream, it might come true. There were times when I pushed aside my own ambition to pay the bills, 'cause that's what jobs are for. Why live a life not doing what you love? I won't tread in my old footsteps anymore. I'm chasing a dream. If I catch my dream, it might come true. I realize that I am lucky, have a passion to follow through. Not everyone can find that something that they work hard at and love it too. Hope you don't wander around in circles. steps backwards. Chase your dreams, forget the chores. Follow your dream. If you get your dream, it might come true. I've been chasing a dream. When I catch my dream, I'll follow it through.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So this next song I wrote originally about people who were living with homelessness. And it was the hardest song I've ever written, because I really, not homeless, and so I don't know what it's like to live with homelessness. So I volunteered for a day shelter for homeless people. And I learned a lot about people in that community, and I learned that they don't need just, warm clothing and food, that they need what everybody needs, and that is for someone to care about them. And tonight when I sing this, I'm thinking of the millions of people who have left their homes and fled their homes in Ukraine. And when this war is over, when they go back home, will they have homes? This is called At the End of the Day. Where would you go? What would you do if all that you had was right there with you? How would you feel? What would you say? What does nothing look like at the end of the day? Blessed to be safe, blessed to be warm. I'm blessed to have friends in the wake of a storm. For I know I have seen those who are living with needs. Their struggles are great, each day they greet. How would I feel? What would I say? All my life I've had shelter at the end of the day. For someone cared for me. And yet I still believe, if not for chance, just where would I be? Was it luck, or was it love, or the way the stars shine from above? Aren't we all deserving of someone who cares? I still give thanks at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Bett. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you found Open Mic America.
Me too. Me too. I hope to come back.
We would love for you to come back. Pete, take it away.
That was great, Bett. That was just two incredible songs. Thank you so much. Yeah, very, very good. So, your guitar playing and your voice and lyrics, everything. I just was in awe.
Oh, thank you.
Now I've forgotten anything I was going to ask you. So, I'm starstruck. What can I say? So you're a teacher and a performer, and you teach and you help other performers. What compare how it is, doing this for yourself versus helping others in that kind of career path and educational path?
It's very interesting to see the audience and the stage from the other side. I loved hosting a house concert series for 18 years. It was one of the most awesome things that I have done for my community, and I think for myself, because we had in our house, our little stage, some of the most incredible performers and artists from all over the world, and I learned so much from them. I probably wouldn't be here right now if I hadn't had hosted that house concert series.
Yeah. So are you going to get out and actually tour live, or?
I've started doing some of that, BC, before COVID. I recorded a new album. It was doing very, very well. I had a little tour planned for up in New England and some out in the up into Michigan, Illinois, all around in there. And then it stopped. And so I've been doing some open mics and some performances like tonight, but I would like to do some live streams, of just myself. And I got real busy this last summer doing another album and taking time from studying how to set up, OBS Studio and StreamYard and all that stuff. And so, all that technical stuff it's intimidating.
But it's a new world.
Well, it is, and I'm so thankful for it because, as I said, and if I catch my dream, I am catching my dream. I am. It's right here, on Open Mic America.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, thank you for being here. Do you have an absolute favorite song to perform? If you can narrow it down to maybe one or two.
I don't know. Not one or two. No, that's very difficult. I do have one that I think is, well, we all like to say that they're all the best songs that we've ever written, but there are some that I think are outstanding. Yes. So I would say yes, maybe two or three, and I think At the End of the Day is one of them. Another that I've written was based on Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot, and I get goosebumps when I sing that one, about looking at the world, from millions of miles away, but knowing what has gone on this earth, and how we as humans might be able to change that path.
Well, I look forward to hearing you live or seeing you live when, if hopefully you get out here to California, or
Well,
that would
on my way to Hawaii.
on your way to Hawaii. There you go. There you go. What about a favorite instrument you play? Yeah.
It would have to be a cross between the guitar and the banjo. I love the banjo. I play clawhammer. I have played piano all my life, and I play the harp a little bit, which is a real challenge. So I think to learn a new instrument every 4 or 5 years, to keep skills up and to keep the old brain active, is a good idea. So I play lots of them.
Now, let me clarify: the string harp or the
Yes.
the string harp? Okay,
That
big.
kind. Well,
Yeah.
mine's not that big. It's a little Celtic harp.
No, it's a harp.
It's a harp.
It's a harp. It's a harp. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I totally look forward to hearing more from you. And I will check out your website and your music, and I will see you again somewhere down the road.
Thank
right.
you, Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bett. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, Bett is a institution in our area. Next up, we have Steve Andersen from Alameda, California. Steve, can't wait to hear it from you.
Good evening, everyone. I guess it's evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Play a little
good.
guitar. Play some guitar. See if we can hear that. We can hear you. Awesome.
Okay. Well, I was just delighted to hear Bett singing about the homeless, because that's always been a pet peeve of mine. I grew up, I was born just before Pearl Harbor got bombed. And I grew up in the Midwest, and my dad liked to take road trips, and we traveled around the country a bit. And I never saw a homeless person. They just, they weren't out there. They were taken care of. And over the years, I've become profoundly ashamed of how the United States has handled the marginal faction of the population. People who have been bankrupted by illness, or people who just didn't have the skill or whatever it takes to survive on the wages that were being paid. It's just been very upsetting to me. And anyway, I wrote this about that. For some life is a gift, for others it's a sentence. May be filled with joy, or it may be endless penance. We like to think that the choice is ours, that we control our fate, that we can solve all our problems, that it never is too late. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to the tangled web we weave. Now belief's a funny thing, it doesn't always serve us well. We like to think that it'll guide us, but it's sometimes hard to tell. Human nature doesn't always match the way we ought to think, and doing whatever you want to can land you in the clink. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to that tangled web we weave. The changes in our lives sometimes wreck what we intend. Unexpected circumstances, hard to comprehend, may lay waste to the hopes and the dreams and the plans that we have made, can leave us cold and destitute and very much afraid. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to that tangled web we weave. Still we believe that destiny will never treat us thus. Striking blows that cripple others will not get to us. It's our inner strength and character that renders us immune. But those starving people out on the street once sang that very tune. And everyone believes whatever they believe, and everyone contributes to that tangled web we weave. To judge how people's character accounts for where they are, it's really very arrogant and frankly quite bizarre. 'Cause all of the things that put them there you've never had to face, and it's only by the grace of God that you're not in their place. And everyone believes whatever they believe, but nothing will ever save them from that tangled web we weave.
That one's sweet.
Good.
On a somewhat lighter note, I'm a big fan of procrastination, and there's this syndrome called the overwhelming obstacle. You know, you have something to do and you think it's going to be difficult, and you put it off and you put it off. I'm guilty of that almost on a daily basis. And it has broad implications, not just on personal things that we have to do, but just on life itself. And so anyway, I wrote this about that. One step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so very hard for anyone to find if they'll just keep on taking one step at a time. The world is going crazy, the government is lying, the wealth of the wealthy just keeps intensifying, while folks without insurance are getting sick and dying. Our complacent voting public doesn't recognize the signs. So we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so very hard for anyone to find if they'll just keep on taking one step at a time. Obstacles are plentiful, they're always in the way. Everything is complicated, more so every day. And every task is burdened with rules you must obey. And if you need assistance, well, there's a fee you'll have to pay. So we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so very hard for anyone to find if if they'll just keep on taking one step at a time. Progress is exciting, technology is king. If that was really good for us, then more of us would sing and be proud of what we're doing and proud of who we're being. But the rat race drains the joy from us. There's little left to bring. So we take it one step at a time. Keep on doing that and everything will work out fine. Success is not so very hard for anyone to find. They'll just keep on taking one step at a time. So be sure you're only taking one step at a time.
Fantastic.
Woo! Thank you so much, Steve Andersen, everybody.
Thank you.
Pete.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Great message, great songs. I did have a question for you, but I think I'll wait till later.
Okay.
Just kidding. But speaking of success, do you think people worship success or talent?
Oh, success in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the United States, it's success. It's money. It's what car you're driving, whether you're wearing a $3,000 suit or a Sears Roebuck. Yeah, it's all about the money.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I think so.
Yeah, because there's a lot of talent around.
There is.
But anyhow, so if you were get into a time traveler's capsule, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
That's a toughie. When I was 20 years old, I was a wreck.
Okay.
Well, I was in the military because I was a wreck and I thought it would straighten me out. And I don't think it did, but it did open my eyes to certain things. But what advice I'd give myself, I couldn't begin to speculate.
Not even a hint of of seeing as how 2020 hindsight.
Okay. A couple things, get your teeth straightened and go see a therapist.
In that order?
Either way.
Okay. Well, it's always a treat to hear you, Steve. It really is. And I look forward to hearing more from you. And thank you for being here.
Okay. My pleasure.
Alice.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we have Rick Drost from Cambridge, Massachusetts, as our anchoring musician tonight. Rick, what do you have for us tonight in your arsenal?
Do we have guitar? Do we have voice?
Yeah, we do. We can hear you just great.
I'm honored to close. It's been great to hear everybody. Some old friends and some relatively new friends, and some people I hope we'll be friending soon. And always great to come here and hear everybody. I'll close with a couple of gentle songs. This is a plain old love song. Well, it's a plain new love song. It's not even really recorded yet. It's my dream song. Sorry. How do we do that? If I were the sun, I'd wake you gently with my rising, peeking in the space between your shade and window frame. As the day moved on, I would bronze your skin and streak your hair, turning highlights orange, shadows deep. I'd light the moon as you fell asleep. And if I were a cloud and you were lying in the clover, I'd put on a show for you in puffy white and blue. First I'd be a bear, then a lamb, and then a lion, a spreading oak, a towering peak, finally a heart for you. But I am just a song, and I hope that you will hear me. My melody delight your ear, my poetry endear me to you. And if I were a coquelicot, one of 7,000 poppies, and you walk down through your meadow to the quiet river bank, I would pray that you, my chatelaine, as you came back up the hillside, would choose me for a vase upon your table. And if I were a bird in a sunset murmuration, I'd be the one you'd follow with my wings reflecting gold. I would lift your eye up to the sky, dip down to the ocean, hoping for sweet sunsets spent with you. As the song becomes a dream, it can visit when you're sleeping, show you plays of light and shadow you never knew you held within. Sun and cloud and flower and bird would meld with ancient memories. We would sing our song the whole day long. You could dream the dream in your sleep again. We could sing our song the whole day long and dream the dream in our sleep again. Thank you very much. Switch guitars. And this is a song of peace, love, and understanding. Goes out to all listeners. Starts out in the Australian outback and comes around home from there. It's called Turning the World. ripples widen in the pool that cradles every ancient soul. Catch sun sparks, eucalyptus leaves in the sky. The bark canoe slides forward as he leans back on his pole. Beneath his breath, his father's song will rise. 2,000 years away, a gondolier leans on his oar. From turret steps, canals and stones, his father's song resounds. All who pole and all who roll and sing their soul song as they go. You can feel them turn the world around. From towers all around the town, long shadows as the sun goes down. The vesper bells all hear each other ring. The organ's diapason, honing the choir's liaison to their Father as the congregation sings. The Spirit moves to minarets, muezzins make the call to prayer. The faithful bow in concert on the ground. All who sing and all who ring, and all who join in listening, and all who play and all who pray will know they move as one day. Hear them as they turn the world around. You're both in bed now, feigning sleep. You're newlywed and new to fight. You'd floated through all yesterday in bliss, but sharp words both ways cut both ways deep. You hope you make it through the night. Your father never sang a song for this, but listen for her breathing, match your drawings into hers. If she sleeps, then so may you. If not, her hand may yet find yours. Laid enemies in unison, anemones unfurled, wave together, nearer ever. Hear each other, you can turn the world.
Drost, everybody. Pete.
Very nice, Rick. Excellent. It's nice to meet you finally. We chatted a bit in December, but I wasn't on the show that you were going to be on in December. So
Yeah.
it's
we
good
did
good
get
good to
that.
meet you,
And
and it's great.
I've been listening to other shows, and because a lot of times friends from all over the country show up here.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
It's great to hear all the music and styles from all over.
It is a virtual melting pot, or a really melting pot. It's great. It's a wonderful way to bring everybody together, and our kudos to Capo Dave. Um, so you were a software engineer, retired a few years ago, and what transferable skills did you take from being a software engineer to writing music? Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you get stuck. Even as a software engineer, you get stuck. And writing songs, you get stuck. And you have to get up and take a walk and look at something else for a while and take deep breaths. That's about all. I mean, I started music. Well, I thank my father. He was very musical, and he taught us all us kids, how to play piano. And he played piano as we were going to bed, going to sleep at night. That was his time. He played a lot of piano. So music's been in my life a long time. Wow, transfer skills from software engineering. Keep at it.
Perseverance, huh? Is that
perseverance. But you've got to, not stress out when things are not working. Try something else. Let your mind hit on some other image for a while, and things will settle down and show up. And maybe it's not the right thing that you want to show up that shows up. It's maybe not the thing for now, but keep track of those things. And there's a lot of pattern matching is the big skill that's transferable or common to mathematics, software, and music. So love of patterns, shapes and patterns. Yeah.
Well, good. That's good advice. And I've been stuck for 40 years on one song, so it's I'll get back to it one of these days. But anyhow, God, thank you so much, and it was great hearing you, and it was great hearing everybody tonight. This is it's always just such a wonderful experience to hear all you from all across the country and all your different styles, and it's great. So Alice, what more do you have for us? Are we going to go around again?
I want to thank everyone who's watching us on YouTube, openmicamerica.com. I would like to thank my co-host, interviewing superstar Pete Summer. Amazing questions, Pete. I applaud you. And Laura Bertowitz, she's been keeping us straight on sound and other technical machinations. And I love what you just said, Rick, about patterns. That was such a wonderful piece of advice for all of us. Well, to go down the list, I'm going to start with Rick Drost from Cambridge, Massachusetts. We thank him. We also thank Steve Andersen from Alameda, California, Bet Padgett from Raleigh, Michael and Nell from Nashville, Tennessee, Frisch from Portland, Oregon, Matthew Chambers from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, Jason Baker from Burlington, Vermont, and we started off our show that has gone by so quickly, Rob Cork from Beaverton, Oregon. Let's give them all another round of applause, please. I also want to thank Capo Dave Williams, who's the Open Mic America's founder, for keeping us all straight and keeping us all motivated so that we can keep spreading the word about Open Mic America. You may have noticed there were a few of our musicians, two of our musicians who were sporting the Open Mic America t-shirts, Matthew Chambers and Rob Cork. We thank them. They got their t-shirts off the site, and you can get yours there as well for the low, low price of, yeah, I got mine too. I also got this really nifty poster. It's right there. And I framed it with some cardstock so that it will stand up on its own and not limp around in the high North Carolina humidity. So you can get yours as well, especially when you're performing. You can put it right behind, and maybe next time I'll put it on an easel. Yeah. So please spread the word. We are going to have another Open Mic America with hosts Daphne Ramil and Dave Williams and TK Tran as our show engineer, and that is next Sunday, March 20th, and it will start at 5 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. EDT, and that's for daylight saving time for the D. As we all know, our time shifted forward today. Please check out your open mics, and the open mics that were mentioned in our show will be also on the website if they are new mentions. We also, what else is going on? Check out the website and tell your friends. That is really, really important. And start making copies of show posters. You can put them in laundry rooms, libraries, as things are opening up now with COVID not being front page news anymore. I'll say that for now, anyway. Well, everyone, thank you again for a wonderful show for March 13th. And this is Alice. This is Pete Summer. This is Laura Bordowitz. We are signing off. And let's say it again. Good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.